Hi fans, welcome to day 2 of electrical design. You can see what we did in our previous class where we looked at the lighting and then the cabling. The lighting and the cabling. So today we'll be introducing switch. We're bringing switch to each of these rooms and then also providing power, which is our sockets, inserting our socket. So let's import our switch. Let's go to our legend. This is our legend. You can see we have the one-way gang switch, we have the one-way two gang switch, we have the one-way three gang switch, and all these switch, they are all 16 arm switch and 250 volts. So let's go with two-way, one-way two gang switch. So we're moving this to our room. You can see there is an ideology in design. You can see this door. This door is flipping to this point. As this door is flipping to this point, it is presumed that once someone comes in, he goes straight to this point and put on the switch. So we introduce one switch here. Then same thing applies to this place. Someone comes in here, we'll put a switch here because the door is flushing to this point. Then we'll put a switch here. Then we'll also come to this point, we'll put a switch here. Then we'll come, then at this point you can see that the switch is looking up, so we'll have to rotate the switch. We'll rotate. Then you copy it again, put it at this point because the door is flushing to this point. You also put the switch at this point. You put another switch here. At this point, you put another switch here. At this point, you put another switch here. At this point. So then we have to remove this. Then this is our switch. Then at this point there is no switch, so we have to introduce a switch here. We pick this switch also, copy the switch, we take this switch to this point. Then we do what? We rotate it. Then we put this switch here at this point. Then we also put a switch also at this point. Then we rotate it. We move it to this point. Move it to this point. So you can see when someone is coming, having an access to this point, once the door is open to this point, he can turn the light. Then when someone is coming towards this passage, he can turn the light from here. So we also have to introduce another switch on the passage. Introduce one here, then we'll rotate it. Yes, so we also take this to this end also. We also place it at this point. So you can come from this way, you put it on here. You can come from this way, you put it on here. So then at the lobby, we need to also have a light. We're having a light at the lobby. Copy this light, put it at the lobby. There should be a light at the lobby. So that's it. So you can see we've introduced our switch. And I also told you the ideology introducing the switch. You don't take this switch and you don't pick this switch and take it to where the door is flushed. No, 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 no. So once the door is flushed, you cannot have access to the switch. So you put it, once you flush your door, you can have access to the switch. Then, now let's start importing our power, our sockets. So it is advised you copy this drawing, you copy it, then you say copy. Then it is now advised you remove your switch, so you can see we've removed our switch. Then so we'll now start to import our power. Then we'll look at the setting of the room. That's what will give us how to import our power. So now let's go to our sockets. This is our socket. We have, this is a single 13 amps socket and a double. So I'll be using a double for this room. You copy, you move to this point. There. And I have to scale it a little bit. I have other needs, but due to the class, I have to scale it a little. So I rotate it. Then when you look at my room, you can see that there's a bed here. There's a bed here. So at this point, we need a socket here. We need a socket here. At this point, they can put a TV stand at this point where you sit on the bed and then you watch. We'll have a socket there. Then we also have a socket at this point. Put a socket here. We also do what? We rotate it. We'll move it to this point. So you can see what we've done. So you can see that all the rooms are the same. So we copy. Same thing. Since the rooms are the same, watch. Okay. Since the rooms are the same, but they are different assets, so it won't work well. So copy this to this point. Then we'll copy this to this point. Then you can see our sockets. Then this, we'll copy this to this point. Copy the sockets to this point. We'll copy the sockets to this point. So you can see these sockets, how we've put in the socket. So this one will act for the TV. This one will act for the TV installation. This one, we can use this one for our phones, for our laptop. You can put a desk here and use it for your workstation also. So same thing applies here. Then we rotate it down. You copy it here. You copy it here. The next, you copy it here. Remember, there is a switch here, but the switch is 1.5 meter above. So, but the socket is 500 from the ground floor. That is 0.5 meter from the ground floor. So we've put it here. We've also installed it here. So you can see the sockets we've done for that. Then we take the socket again. We look at this. Then we rotate this way. Then we copy it. Then you can see that we're placing for the TV stand. For the TV stand. For the TV stand. And then our TV stand will be here. So I have to rotate it. Rotate. Yes. So you can see we've run our sockets. So remember, for our power purpose and for the next class, if you like this video, if you love what we are doing, like the video and share. And if you also have questions, contribution, you can also send me a mail. Then I will also reply. Then we'll copy this. Copy again, we'll place. Then at this point, this is only for the sockets where we remove everything because we need to run a cabling for the sockets. So we are removing all this. All this will be removed. All this will be removed. You can see I'm removing it because I need to run a cabling. So on our next class, you will see something like this. You will see a cabling I'll be running from here to here. That's what our next class will be. So you can see that I'm running a cable. You can see I'm running a cable from this point to this point. Can you it's okay like this. It's okay like this. It's okay like this. So you can see, or I can choose, okay, let me run it from this point to this point. Then I'll take it back. So you can see anyway, still okay. So you can see in our next video, we will run it. And then when we run it, then we'll start fixing them on their breakers. Same thing we are doing here will also be done here. Remember, for the light, we just introduce the switch. And remember, we also introduce breakers for each of these lights. You can see that this light started from this point, move to this point, move, and then it terminated here. So these lights will be grouped on one breaker. You can see this one, same thing, will be grouped on one breaker. This one also will be grouped on one breaker, and this one will be grouped on one breaker. So this, also copy this. For the new lighting, start the lighting, the cabling. Then we also move it. This, you move it here. So on our next class, we are looking at how to draw cables for our sockets, which is our power lighting. So you can see that this one, I'll just move this one. So this is our 16 amp socket, and remember our 13 amp socket, and these are 13 amps sockets. When it comes to the calculation and all that, I will have to tell you what to take. So guys, thank you very much. Any question, contribution, you can send me a mail and then I will respond immediately. So on our next class, I will show you how to run the cabling and then we'll calculate everything. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.